Welcome to the post-game press conference for Game 6. Game 6. I will ask the players a couple of questions, and then I will give it to the press. As usual, you can go to the microphone at my left and ask a single question. You will have follow-up questions available after that, but please restrict your questions as we start. This was a fighting draw, a tremendous fighting spirit that both players are showing. And my first question would be for the world champion. You had seemingly an opening that you were comfortable with. How far, actually, there was a moment when you stopped when you played Queen F5, but tell us your feelings just right out the opening.
I'm happy the opening was my preparation until Queen F5. I know the position is slightly better for white, but in the game, I thought for a long time, and maybe I don't know what to do. Maybe Queen C5. That's a good move. Yeah, after a take, and here my first intention to play is this, but after G6, don't know.
I mean, you found the best move, it looked like, at least from analysts and engine, right away with Queen takes C6. So I decided to repeat moves, and this came a totally surprise because I think his queen not so well placed on the king side, better placed on queen side. Here, I might have some advantage. Here, maybe rook f1 is better. Stop. There seem to be various options here. Something psychedelic in this position was to bring the king over to b1, but there was nothing that obvious with the white pieces from what looked like outside analysis anyway. Did you feel like you must have had something, or the game proceeded logically for you when you were playing into the traded down queen's endgame? I feel like I'm slightly better. But after queen 3, very hard decision for me. I saw this move, but if I check here, I have to go king c2. And I don't know, rook b8. Maybe the rook is very well placed on here, because if queen a1, I have rook b4. Yeah, there was also absurdly crazy line of like queen e1 and potentially bringing your king up to b3 in some positions. It also seemed more computer than human. Did you consider this possibility? No. Having find a safe place on a2. Yeah, I should keep the queen on the board. I saw this move, but if we go here, I can play rook d7, h6, queen c5. A good variation for white. So maybe it was better to keep the queens on just to keep the fight going. How did you feel? He played very fast, got this position that he's clearly comfortable with, and you were under pressure pretty much right away, right out of the opening. Did you feel like this was trouble for you at some point?
I mean, I knew the position till I played queen f2, rook b8 in the opening.
Yeah, I'm going back here.
Yeah, but knight c4 I wasn't aware of. But I never really felt in danger because I thought, once I take on c4, get queen f5, maybe I'm slightly worse, but should be really hard to convert it with white because you can't really push the queenside pawns that easily, and I always have some play on his king, so I wasn't really that worried at any point.
Okay, press, questions?
Leoncho Garcia from El País. My question is for Dean Liren. Today, once again during this match you had a better position, but you didn't push in the best possible way to try to win once again. Please help us to understand what is going on. Is that a problem of lack of confidence? Do you still have problems to sleep? Any other health problem?
Oh, it's mainly because of the position itself. Here, here I saw something like b3, but he goes here, and queen a5, rook d7, rook d8. Yeah, missed the c4. I saw king b2. He had rook c5. I have to push the pawns here. So here, yeah, I'm not so comfortable after queen f3. My first intention to play this, but this is not so good after f5. Rook is misplayed on f4. So I had to come up with the other ideas. I saw this. He just play something like h5. Maybe it's time to push the pawn, but I only saw this, and he take, and I don't think I'm better here. So I've choose king c2. It's also not such a good move.
Michael Reichel from FIDE Media. A question for Gukesh. You just mentioned that you thought you were maybe slightly worse after the end of the opening, but difficult to convert. However, a few moves later, it was you who rejected the three-fold repetition, which you could have claimed by playing queen to e7 instead of queen to h4. Could you show us a bit your reasoning to reject the draw at that point and continue playing? Did you think you could play for a win, or you just wanted to keep the game going? Or did you sense that maybe your opponent was unstable at some point in his view of how the game was going? Talk a bit about that moment, please.
Yeah. So I guess when I played queen h4 instead of queen e7. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I thought I might be slightly worse. I was not even sure fully about if I'm slightly worse, but I thought it's more likely. But even though I thought that, okay, with the files open in front of his king, and yeah, maybe I just thought I always have counterplay, and I saw no reason not to take a repetition right now. I just thought, since he is going for a repetition, I thought I'll make a few more moves, and I mean, obviously, it's not playing for a win or anything by queen h4, but just I wanted to make a few more moves and see what happens.
Just a small follow-up. Did you decide that before you did the first repetition, or did you repeat twice and then you decided to bring the hammer down and change?
I mean, when he played queen d6, it was already clear that he was going for a repetition. So when I played queen e7 for the second time, I had already decided to go queen h4.
Next question.
Abhidaya from Chess India. My question is to Gukesh. On move 36, when you played the move e4 to e3, did you ever consider playing king g7 instead, activating your king?
Yeah, king g7, I thought mainly I was worried about rook d7. I mean, rook f7, actually this was a very interesting moment. I mean, rook f7, take, rook d7. I think the pawn in game is just lost. If I go rook e7. Ah, it's not, yeah. Ah, it is losing, yeah. So yeah, I thought this was losing. So I can't, I mean, maybe I can give the pawn instead of going rook e7, but but I thought that's a bit ugly. And also, if I go rook d7, king h6, then he takes on a7, and king h5. He had this funny like rook g2. If I go h6, he has rook h7, threatening rook g5.
Right here, king h5.
Maybe I can go e3 here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's what I saw. Like h6, he has rook h7. But I missed that I could start with e3. That might be quite clever.
Funny mate.
But instead of king h5, e3, yeah? Yeah, maybe this was a better try, but... Yeah, I mean, I just missed e3, otherwise I would have gone for this. But what is the difference after king g7?
What's the difference, what?
What is the difference for white after king g7? I mean... I should just stay passive, probably.
Right, white doesn't have to play rook down.
Yeah, maybe you can go like b4, king d1, king e2. I mean, king g7 was my initial instinct, but I just missed that e3 was possible. But anyways, it was... yeah, anyways, after e3, I had to find this h5 resource, which was, I thought, a bit tough. But yeah, after h5, it was just a draw.
So I'm Katerina from the German Chess Federation, and I have a more general question. So during this World Chess Championship, there is a lot written online. And for example, right now, I've seen a lot of Ding chilling memes. And so my question for Ding is, if you have seen any of them, and what do you think about them?
Say, what is the thing that you've seen? You said
it just says Ding chilling, which is like comes from a meme from a Chinese ice cream promotion, and it's like adjusted to Ding Liren now, and it just shows that he's like chilling and just like playing good chess. So yeah.
Have you seen this?
What's the meaning of chill?
Well, to chill means to relax.
Or relax after the first game, or the end of the first game when I have a totally winning position.
But she's saying there's a meme out saying that you're chilling, meaning you're kind of just cool, relaxing, and also there's an ice cream connection. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I certainly haven't.
I didn't have ice cream here.
So you have not seen this meme. Okay, thank you.
All right, Junior Tay from Chess Magazine, England. I have a question for Mr. Ding Liren. Do you think the first move in chess with white is overrated? In the first 3 games you played with black, you pressed for a win even though you weren't the first to move. And you succeeded in game 1, and you also tried to win with your third time playing black. Do you think black is the new white now? Do you think that the advantage with white is overrated today?
Sometimes I play white pieces like black. This time I try to push for an advantage in the opening. And this London was like last time also in game 6 I win a beautiful game in London. So this time I want to repeat the success.
Question for Mr. Gukesh. Now that you've experienced the first few games of a World Championship finals, how do you compare it to other Grandmaster tournaments? The atmosphere, the conditions, the competition itself. Can you elaborate on this?
Yeah, as it's quite well known, the World Championship is one of the probably the toughest event in chess, and yeah, I mean it's obviously there is more at stake, and there are more nerves than what you generally have. But other than that, I think it's just a very interesting and long match against a very strong opponent. So, yeah, it's a bit different, but at the end of the day, we are still playing chess.
Same question for Mr. Ding. How have you made adjustments? Did you do anything differently after going through the Astana World Championship finals last year?
That will be your last question, please.
Right.
What's the difference from the last time?
Yes. Did you do anything different in preparation during your stay during the tournament?
I have 1 more second and more ideas.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, I am Ajit Kumar from the Hindu newspaper. My question is both to Gukesh and Ding. So we are heading to another rest day. So Gukesh, are you happy with the scoreline now, 3-3? And how do you review your own performance so far? Are you happy or do you think you could have done better? And this is the same question to Ding as well. Thank you.
I think so far it's been good. It can I mean obviously I still can improve my play and yeah, I mean there are a lot more games to try and do that. But so far it's I mean it's an equal match so far, and we are, I mean, considering that I was also trailing after the first game, I'm happy to be here. But it's too early to think about anything like that. I mean, there's not even like, we are not even halfway through the event. So yeah, there's just a lot of excitement ahead.
Well, the results not ideal one. I could improve in many occasions. I'm better in many games, and this critical moment I let the advantage slip. Maybe that's what I should improve in the next couple of games.
Mike Klein with chess.com. I think I speak for everybody and to say, Ding, I'd like you to have some ice cream on your rest day, but my question is for Gukesh, please. I want to follow up on Michael Rahal's question. You said that after you declined the threefold repetition, you didn't particularly think you were better or anything, but you decided to keep playing. And I'm wondering if that was in any way psychological, letting your opponent know that you were going to start pushing in equal positions. And I asked this question because, for example, in games 2 and 5, it looked like Ding took one of the quicker paths to a draw. So was it in any way psychological that you decided to continue playing this position where, even though you weren't better at all?
I just like playing chess. Yeah. I mean, it was more just the position than it was psychological. I just thought there was still a lot of play left in the position. So, and I did not really see too much danger for me. So, yeah, I just thought I'll make few moves, see what happens. And I mean, obviously, draw was still the most likely result. So I just wanted to get a long game, especially since tomorrow is a rest day.
Yeah, we haven't had any games that have made time control other than one where the result was not really in doubt. So did you want to play a game past time control just to get like a little bit of a longer game?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about time control, but yeah, I wanted to play a longer game than just finishing it at that point. Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Hello, I am Nemo on behalf of the Singaporean Chess Federation, and this question is for both of you, but I will address it to Gukesh first. Hypothetically, if you won the World Chess Championships tomorrow, what would be the first thing you do?
I don't know. I guess I'll be happy first. Yeah.
Thank you. And then the same for Ding. If you hypothetically won the World Chess Championships tomorrow, what would be the first thing you do?
Last time I cried after the win title. This time I make smile.
Amazing. Thank you both.
Asking on behalf of FIDE social media followers, this one is directed to Gukesh, but we want to know Ding's answer as well. Is the match going the way you expected it to go?
I mean, I was prepared for all kinds of scenarios. So I don't think, I like any kind of situation would have shocked me or anything, but also you can't really plan everything exactly as it's going to happen. So there is some surprise in some games and some things that I expected, but overall I think I'm feeling good. I'm able to focus well. I feel energetic, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, glad about everything so far.
I think it's good for spectators that the match is still even. There are a lot of to see in the next couple of rounds. And for me, I want to improve my score as much as possible.
Stock from German newspaper Die Zeit. A question for Ding Liren.
Could you go a bit closer to the microphone, please?
Concerning the preparation, you said you were deeply prepared for this opening, and I guess the preparation means that you are prepared then when this comes on the board. But then after the move Queen F5, which was, as I understood, the first move after your preparation, you said you didn't know what to do. How is that possible?
Because there are so many lines to prepare, and this is just one of the lines. And the preparation like an iceberg, that you saw the positions arose like the parts of the iceberg that are higher than the sea. But there are a lot of preparations that didn't occur in the board. It's like iceberg in the sea. So of course, I prepare a lot of position, but this one is a little bit new for me, but there's no execution for just repeating moves after such a good preparation.
Abhinav from US Chess. I have a question for both the world champion and the challenger. One of you has already won the World Championship, and one of you is aspiring to do so. Can you give 2 to 3 past world champions that you view as personal inspirations, either stylistically or that has influenced your chess growth as a whole?
Last time I have answered a similar question. I mentioned Topalov and also Carlsen.
For me, it's obviously from the start it has been Vishisa. Other than Vishisa, I think Fischer and Magnus inspire me a lot.
I'm Gu Xiaobing from organization. I have questions for Ding Liren and for both. First of all, 请丁立人谈一下今天的对局。
Hello. So I'm Gu Xiaobing. Could you please describe the game today in Chinese? Thank you.
今天对局比预想中要有趣一点，因为有可能以更无聊的方式结束。对，他让这盘棋富有了一些生机吧。然后，对我的发挥也就仅仅这样吧，然后没有什么特别亮眼的表现。我也错过了一些保持优势的机会，比如说后G5，我就没有往下深入的去计算，还是去没有走就是最有力度的招法吧，然后让优势就溜走了。后来我局面甚至还有一点点被动，但是我还是看到了这个G1的和棋的手段。
That was a super long reply. I shall do my best. So Ding said that the game could have been potentially quite short with the repetition of moves early on, but Mr. Gukesh decided to give some life to the position, and he missed some chances potentially. He mentioned in particular maybe after Queen F3 he could have gone Queen G5, but he felt he didn't. He was a little bit short of time, and he didn't quite find all the critical moves to try and press potentially what little advantage there was. He felt towards the very end potentially that White had to find some accurate moves maybe to extricate himself from a slightly tricky position, including this idea of this rook e2, rook g2 check, and back again to rook e2 to secure the draw.
第二个问题是，通常世界冠军赛会在下午3点钟举行，这次是在下午5点钟举行，对二位棋手有一些什么调整吗？
This is a question to both Mr. Ding and Mr. Gukesh. Traditionally, the World Chess Championship matches tends to start at 3 p.m. rather than 5 p.m. Have either of you had to make any adjustments for this slightly later starting time?
对。上次比赛是在3点举行，然后这意味着有更多的时间去准备，然后中午也能够有更多的时间去休息。对。
So last World Championship it did start 3 p.m. Starting at 5 means I have a little bit more time to prepare and to rest before the round.
For me, it's a bit of a change because usually all kinds of tournaments start at 3 p.m. or even earlier, but it's not much different for me really. Like I remember I played like 1 or 2 tournaments starting at 5 p.m. and some even later. So over the years I've played in a lot of time settings. So it's nothing too different for me.
最后一个问题，几轮之前你们曾经说互相评价对方还为时尚早，现在可以评价对方了吗？
Final question. You commented a few rounds ago that it was a little bit too early to appraise your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Do you think now you could appraise your opponent's strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, as I said, I think both of us we are pretty universal. Strengths, I guess. I mean, a lot of things, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how exactly to put it.
你也可以看到他应该是慢慢进入状态了。消除了第一盘棋的紧张感之后，他发挥的也是越来越好了嘛。
So you can see Mr. Gukesh was perhaps a little bit nervy in round 1, but he's played himself into form by the looks of it. You can probably see from the following games.
Last question, please.
A final question to end on a light note from FIDE social media, this time from follower Prem Gujarati for both players. Which book, chess or non-chess, has impacted you the most?
For me, chess book, I probably Game Changer. I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, probably this one.
I would answer the same.
I'd like to thank both players for not just their fighting spirit on the board, but to come to a press conference and sometimes answer some tricky questions with wit, humor, and poise. Tomorrow we all get to chill like Ding and have a rest day, and we'll be back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. local time. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.